Macmillan Audio presents The Seaside Sisters by Pamela Kelley. Read for you by Stephanie Németh-Parker. Dedicated to my sister and best friend, Jane Barbagallo. I feel lucky and grateful that you are my sister. Chapter 1. Good news, you're not having a heart attack. Hannah Brewster felt equally embarrassed and relieved. At the age of 30, she doubted she was having a heart attack, but her friend Lucy had insisted that she go to the ER and get checked out. They'd been sitting in Hannah's Brooklyn apartment, drinking tea and chatting, when Hannah's literary agent, who was also her aunt, had called to let her know that Hannah had hit the New York Times list. Her first book, a beachy romantic comedy, had been out for a few months and it was selling reasonably well for a debut book. But over the past 2 weeks, word of mouth had kicked in and it went viral on TikTok. That sent sales soaring. After she and Lucy were done screaming, Hannah's first impulse was to call her mother and share the news. But that wasn't possible. And just like that, her mood deflated like a balloon that someone had stepped on. Her mother had died 6 weeks ago, and even though they'd known the lung cancer would take her, it was still hard to believe she was gone. And she and Hannah had been so close. As Hannah sat in her tiny Brooklyn kitchen, sipping her tea, she'd felt her chest tighten so much that it was hard to catch her breath. Her chest ached, and when she turned, she felt a sharp pain under her ribs. She'd also felt a little dizzy and lightheaded. She ate a cookie, hoping that might settle things. Eating was generally her solution to every problem. They called it comfort food for a reason. But Lucy could tell something was wrong. When Hannah described her symptoms, Lucy immediately tried to get her to go to the ER. "I'm too young for a heart attack," Hannah had protested. "Probably, but it happens. Let's go get you checked out. You don't mess around with chest pain." Hannah insisted on waiting for a half hour to see if the pain calmed down. But the more she focused on it, the more anxious she felt, and her mind went to her deadline, which she'd been stressing about all day as well. She was so behind on this book. It was supposed to be a spin-off, another romantic comedy with the heroine's best friend, but Hannah couldn't figure out what to do with her. Her mind and her page were a blank, and as she thought about it, another wave of pain tightened across her chest as she breathed in. Lucy saw her face, stood and grabbed her car keys, and this time, Hannah didn't protest. She let Lucy drive her to the nearest hospital. In the ER, as soon as Hannah muttered the words chest pain, they brought her in immediately and did an EKG and checked her vital signs. An hour later, she was brought into a room, had blood drawn, and was sent for a chest x-ray. An hour and a half later, the doctor came in and asked what had brought her into the ER. Hannah told him her symptoms and he nodded. "Your EKG, blood work, and x-ray all came back fine. Have you been under any stress lately?" The doctor was about her age, and his eyes were sympathetic as he asked his questions. Hannah nodded. "My mother passed away recently. I just ended a 2-year relationship, and I have a publishing deadline hanging over me, and I can't seem to write." He smiled, and his eyes were kind as he spoke calmly, his tone immediately reassuring. "That sounds like the kind of perfect stress storm that can lead to a panic attack. And to costochondritis. That's the chest pain you are feeling. It's from stress and the tightening of your chest muscles. It can mimic the feeling of a heart attack. So it's a good thing you came in. You should always be evaluated for any chest pain." Hannah relaxed, and some of her chest pain seemed to instantly ease. "Will this happen again? What do I do about it?" "It's possible. The best way to make sure it doesn't happen is to alleviate your stress. Do whatever you can to lower your stress levels. I can write you a prescription for Ativan. It's a mild relaxer that will calm your anxiety and ease your muscles."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?